Ada, as you know, from Poison Rock, and for our format storytelling, I want to have the huge, the legend, the only, the one, Leather Leone. Here you are, Leather. How are you?
Hey guys, I'm great. Thank you for having me as always.
It's always a pleasure. You're like a constant to us. So Poison Rock wouldn't exist probably without you.
Well, I don't know about that, but okay.
I want to start, of course, just with a simple question that I did once, but for people that they didn't see the previous interview, just asking you, who is Leather?
Leather is a flighty, unorganized, centered metalhead. When I have an idea, I dwell on it, but I'm lazy at the same time. Leather is all over the place, but Leather can sing. Leather makes music. Leather bleeds metal.
Yeah,
that's Leather.
Yeah, that's amazing. Leather bleeds metal. Oh my god, will
yeah.
be my next episode. Okay. Okay, so of course, you are an amazing I mean, for me, the best one in the world vocalist, because
thank you. You're very kind at it. Thank you.
It's a matter of fun, because since you were young till today, your voice is completely the same, more powerful. So I wanted to ask you how the love for the music started in your life since you were a kid.
I went to a small Catholic school, and I just remember always being the child that wasn't embarrassed, that wasn't shy. They would ask you to come up and sing whatever church hymn or Pledge of Allegiance, and I would always be like, oh, me. So I think I was always quite a show-off. Of course, I did not know what I was doing, but I loved, as I do now, being the center of attention. And then my Catholic church was very, very cool. They had a chorus that sang modern songs. So every Sunday I would be in church singing Led Zeppelin, Elton John, all the contemporary. And again, my church was huge. So I would be singing in front of, 300-400 people. So it was really through my Catholic school in the church that I found how it affected my soul. Yeah, and it just grew from there.
That's amazing. So you started basically, you were like a kid when you started.
Yeah, I can remember the nun when I was in 4th grade, Sister Janice, I think. For some reason, when we would have recess, she would put on the Rolling Stones. She would put on like, I remember Honky Tonk Woman, and just going, and it just had such I don't know, how old are you in 4th grade? And I just sat there going, what? I mean, it just exploded for me.
That's amazing. So you can say that basically one of the first vocalists you inspired or you listened to, let's say
Mick Jagger. Yeah.
Mick Jagger, yeah.
You just made me think of that. They used to put on Mick Jagger records, and I'd go crazy. Yeah.
And small letters singing all around the house. And have you ever thought, instead of singing, to choose another, I don't know, pick as an instrument?
I took, actually I tried to play drums in, again, my little Catholic school. I can remember doing, so I did that. Didn't do anything for me. When I went to college, I say college loosely, I took a course in piano, I remember, that still to this day amazes me how people do different things, but no. I basically just used it for hearing, to learn how to tune my own voice, but no, that's not inside of me at all.
Yeah, it's the voice of the cult is used anyway. We'll put the name of your song here and there while you were speaking. So basically, you started your career really young.
I don't know if I would call it a career. I sang in church, and I knew that I wanted to do music, but I didn't know how, and I'm not from a musical family, and I'm from a really small town. So because of the choir in church, I said, I'll go to college for musical theater. That's what I'll do, because I used to do Godspell and Jesus Christ Superstar, all that stuff in church. Well, when I went to college and started doing that, it wasn't enough for me. It wasn't aggressive enough. So, of course, I went in and out of college classes like a freaking bird. And then I started singing in cover bands. And again, I did not sing very well. I had a couple of people approach me. I can remember doing Heart covers and Pat Benatar covers. And I wasn't good, and I was really, really shy. And then one day, a guitar player named Robbie said to me, let's try to do an AC/DC song. Hell's Bells, I think it was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I said, okay. And I tried to do a Joplin song too. And again, I could not do it. But again, something just resonated in me about this aggression. So I kind of did, but again, I didn't really know what to do. And it's not like people were flocking toward me. And then I was so bored. I was just getting high all the time. And a friend of mine called me. She had moved to California. And she said, come out and see me. So that was what, 82, 83. And that's when it started. I just came out to California.
So you started with Root Girl were your first band?
Yeah, and again, I knew that I wanted to sing, but I didn't know what to do. And you're way too young for this, Ada, but back in the day, you would put posters on telephone poles. If you wanted a singer, if you wanted a bass player, it would just be plastered on telephone poles.
Yeah.
So a friend of my friend brought a thing to me that Rude Girl was looking for a vocalist. So I remember I didn't know where I was. I was in Berkeley. I just hopped on a bus. And I got up at Haight-Ashbury, went, Hendrix, Joplin. And again, I could not sing that well, but I did the Heart's version of Led Zeppelin Rock and Roll. And again, the drummer looked at me, and again, she said, do you know who Bon Scott is? I said, yes. She said, try to sing like him. And again, I couldn't do it, but that's how it all started. And then they introduced me to Dio and
the one, of course, Dio.
So so literally I practiced probably for a year. We just rehearsed all the time. I mean, oh my God, I would blow up my voice all the time until it took me a while to learn how to do it properly. My voice wanted to do it, but I didn't know how. So yeah.
So basically, your talent, of course, is you're born with a gift. But of course, we can say Dio gave you really a huge.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that
mentor.
voice. I heard that voice, and I was like, "Mother of God!" That's. Yeah. And when I tried to sing that way, I mean, I'm blessed. I could figure it out pretty quickly. But yeah, and I was finally like, yes, this is it. This is it. And that was later in my life. I was 23, 24, and I'm like, oh, okay. This is it. Yeah.
And that's why what I was telling you before, because I hear today a lot of singer, male, female, from the 80s, that their voice today is not, they are unable anymore to sing. And
but you know what I say? You know what I say in their defense, Ada? I went away for 25 years.
Yeah.
They kept singing. Yeah. They tortured my voice went away. So I had some preservation. I mean, I have to be fair, Yeah. And then when I tried to come back and when I made the thing with Sledge Leather, I mean, I really had to work at that. I can remember thinking, my voice was not up to par. It took me a long time to get any of it back. And of course, as you get older, your voice changes anyway. Mike Varney from Shopner Records said to me that my balls had finally dropped because I always wanted to sing in these low keys, but I couldn't. Now I can. But yeah, and again, in defense of those people, they've been touring for 30 years. I have not.
Yes. But anyway, your voice is one of the kind, especially the sound. You have something that is rough but heavy but warm at the same time. It's not easy to find in a vocalist, especially women. There are outside, of course. I'm not saying there are amazing singers, women, men. But of course, I mean, I'm speaking for me. You know that you are.
Yeah.
You will have the same hair one day. I'm just making black longer, then I will with the bangs and I will cut it. We started with my hair really short.
But I appreciate all your support. I just love to sing. I just love to do it.
So, and with the Root Girls, then for how long you played with them? It was just like the first band, and then you went straight into.
I don't know. Maybe a couple of years. I mean, again, you're young, but in those days it was different. In San Francisco, that was like before Metallica got signed, before Testament, before everybody got signed. We were all playing clubs. There was a club to play every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You actually got paid. The clubs were, oh my God. I mean, I opened for all of those people. So it was a really good training ground. Everyone was very friendly to each other. People used to give feedback. You know, Metallica would say this, Chuck Billy would say this,
Wow.
Betsy Bitch from LA would say, it was all one big community.
And all
But
this
then,
was in San Francisco? Oh, the Bay Area.
It was happening in LA too. I'm sure
Yeah,
LA was part of the
trip.
thing.
Yeah.
San Francisco and LA, we were like,
well, like treasure, heavy.
we were like, you know. But Rude Girl had actually got offered a deal. And I must tell you, I was always really suspicious of the deal, and I'll tell you why. When you record music, when you even do demos, especially as a vocalist, you are always being, not necessarily corrected, but you're always being guided. Oh, do that. And nobody, I was dealing with Sandy Pearlman from Sabbath, I can remember, and nobody was ever saying anything to me. We would give them these demos and they'd be like, great, great. And I'd be going, even back then I knew, because, you know, working with David Chastain, working with Vinnie Tex, you're always, I don't want to say corrected, but you are. Oh, change the key. Oh, you're always giving feedback. They wanted to sign us to, I think, a 6-record deal, which was scary. And then they started talking about how they were going to put us in uniforms, like military uniforms. It was all going to be this nostalgia bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what they did to women back then. Remember Leather Angel and the lingerie? And, I mean, there were so many of them. But I was like, motherfucker, I'm going to be able to make records. I'm going to tour. So I went to the office with my pen in hand. And as you know, because you and I have had this trouble, if somebody says 11 o'clock to me, it fucking better be 11 o'clock. So I was in the office, Ada, I was in the office, half hour, 45 minutes, no band.
No.
Finally got in touch with them, whatever, they had been out partying and all that. I was done. And so I walked out, and at that point, I had become friends with Mike Verne from Shrapnel. We talked all the time. I just went home and I called him. I said, I'm done. And he said, oh, I have this guy, David Chastain. So yeah, that's what it was all about. Thank God they didn't show up.
And then you end up in Chastain, and then what an amazing, with an amazing band, because each musician from Chastain are amazing. Especially
I look back at that. I know I look back at that, and I was so green. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
It was amazing. Come on, the video of Chastain. I think there is only one video of Chastain, and it's amazing. That song.
Oh, for those who.
That's amazing. Because of course it's the first song that I heard about you, and I was like, who the fuck is that woman? Because you see a woman really heavy metal, not like goth or anyway, just pure metal.
Back then it was really different. I don't know. I think about it all the time, and of course women were it was such a big deal back then. But you know, it's not like we were trying to do anything. I mean, Doro had the sound, Betsy, we all had a sound, but we were just trying to, you know, make music and be one of them.
Everyone has to be themselves, of course. And this is important because Doro has his own personality, has been all the time the same. And it's amazing things to see, like you, that they didn't change. No one didn't change in all these years. They kept their personality, but in music, they of course evolved. But in the person, in that inside, it's still you. So and when you were in Chastain, there was some moment. First of all, how did you meet David? Like, how was the first meeting with David?
You know, it's funny that you say that, because I don't remember. And I obviously asked him. David and I were like, I don't know. I know that he said that we had talked on the phone. And back then there were oh my God, you're so young. Back then there were 4 tracks that you would plug in and you would go record on a little cassette. So he sent me Mystery of Illusion, Black Knight, and Winds of Change. So I went into with Mike Verne, Jesse, my friend, we went into his bedroom and we just recorded them. Raw as fuck, we just recorded them. Probably no effects. You know, there were some reverb or whatever. But we don't really remember. I don't remember. I guess it was at his house. I don't remember. He said it was no big, you know, and he said, I guess we had talked on the phone. I don't remember. I just remember staying at his house and we just started rehearsals. I don't remember. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Of course, some moments, good or bad, it's the time, the ages that goes, that other memories. Oh my God,
memories. I remember making the record, because we made it up here in Katati, but and I'm like, when did we meet? He's like, I don't know, were we at your house? I don't know.
It's not like today, just you open Instagram or emails. Okay, you're right.
There, no social media whatsoever. People like, oh, how come? Dude, there were no cell phones.
Where we go? How do we meet? See you
and
there.
You have to remember, when the recorders started coming out, the cameras, all the big bands didn't allow them in. It's like, where are the videos of me playing with Kiss and Alice Cooper? They didn't allow any of that stuff in. Yeah.
Oh my god! And there were some moments in some live that you did with the Chastain that you remind mostly, or you cherish mostly.
Oh yeah, well I can tell you probably one of the first. Oh yeah, the first show that we did at Bogart's. Bogart's is still there. I played there with them a couple of years ago. Huge rock club. I think it held like 1,200 people, and Chastain was a local hero, so of course it was sold out. And I think we didn't tour off Misguided again. I don't remember. I think it was the 7th of Never, because Rule of the Wasteland I didn't want to tour for some stupid ass reason. But I can remember walking out, and it was like, motherfucker. It was insane. And you know, it was funny, I forgot. I was singing the lyrics to a different song. I was singing the wrong song to the music. And the crowd was looking at me and they corrected me. It was so funny. But I can remember thinking to myself, I made it. This is it. Yeah, and after that, I was like, George. Yeah, that made a really big impression on me. Yeah. Anyway, I had 1,000 to 1,500 people. And I was just home. I just felt like, wow, this is it. And by the third record, I kind of got what I was doing a little better, so I didn't feel so, insecure.
Yeah, but anyway, the stage is your place, is your home. You belong to the stage. That's for a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you say that you take a little break, and then you came out with Leather Leone project. So I remember Sandy Slade.
Yeah.
I'm right. He's a drummer.
Yeah.
So what about this small project? Because I just heard something, but I didn't follow too much this project.
Well, again, you know that I went away, and it was funny. Chastain, we've always been in touch, and he always says to me, "You need to do something. You're too good. You should be singing." I was like, whatever. So, God, I don't even remember the last time I saw Ronnie. It was at some show. Anyway, I had heard that he was ill, which flabbergasted me. And then I heard the day that he passed, And I reached out to Sandy. I hadn't spoke to Sandy in years. She was down in LA, and I said, I have to go to pay my respects. So I went down there, and through his loss, we started hanging out again, and we, knew some people, and we were talking to Scott Warren and blah, blah, blah. So it was at his service that it was this beautiful place. And Sandy and I just walked away for a minute because, of course, it turned into a circus with all the cameras and stuff. It was like, Jesus Christ, he's gone, stop. And I can remember that was pre-email. That's when emails were just coming around, and we were talking, and I said, he was so magical that he must have made a deal with the devil. That's what we started saying. He must have made a deal somewhere along his life. That's always been of such interest to me, the four corners and everything. So we started talking. It's like, he was so amazing and so blessed, but they took him so early. So that's when I said, I want you to create an email. She created Dio's deal for me. That's where that all came from. But anyway, I was looking around, and I can remember feeling really just like an idiot that I had been given this gift from the gods or whatever, that I could sing, and what was I doing? Absolutely nothing. So I kind of did it for him. It was a deal that I made with him in my own head that I was going to start singing again. So and again, I was really rusty. So I probably sang with Sandy in and out of studios and wrote music for like 6 or 7 months, and then we recorded it.
Yeah, of then came out Leather's band. This is what we are going today. It was probably came out you had a solo career even before.
Well, I wouldn't call it a solo career. It was a road racer at the time, but now road runner. They wanted For Those Who Dare, and David Chastain doesn't do major labels. So that was part of the deal. Give Leather a solo record and we'll sign with you. That's all it was about. They did nothing with it. It was just a thing. It was interesting. I was doing an interview the other day, and she goes, "Oh my God, this is your third solo record." I'm like, "My third? Is it my second?" Oh yeah. So that was just an opportunity. Nothing was done with that.
So then you started with the actual band you have. Of course, some members changed, but
Yeah.
I want to focus a little bit because Leather 2 is amazing. Everyone knows this Leather 2 album, and of course, I'm not going to ask you which song you prefer about your all your career because we can get lost in that. But
Yeah.
from Leather 2, just speaking about the present, because today is what matters, because we have to do something about today's situation, move, and because today Leather is what we heard here in the Leather 2. And which song you would recommend to, well, I want to say to the female, to the girls?
Lost at Midnight. I mean, Lost at Midnight and Annabelle, I think, are the best songs on there. Annabelle to me is that's how I like to sing. Emotional, clean, dirty. I love Annabelle. I think the way Vinnie Tex played the guitar on that frickin' song, it makes me cry.
And of course, let's introduce the band to the other guys who playing with you.
Well, my touring band has changed. It's basically, I mean, it's Vinnie Tex and I. We've written everything in the new record. We do everything now musically together. But it was Aurelio Germán on drums, and he did the new record, We're the Chosen. He killed on it. My touring band, Kiko Shred, which is from Brazil, Thiago Velasquez, and myself and Vinny.
Yeah, so that's amazing. So you're actually working in the new album. We didn't see too much, and we leave the people guessing what is going to happen in the early future with this new album. That
yes.
I just say, just check Leather on Instagram and listen We Are the Chosen, because these songs stay in your mind all the night, and probably you want to get tattoo with this. So, speaking about influences, I already made this question to you like, I don't know, 7,000 times, but of course I will make, just this time, pick 5 albums or 5 singers. I would say a singer because it's your voice.
Yeah. That's easy. Of course, it's always Ronnie Dio. Yeah. I love Jeff Tate. I've hung out with Jeff Tate many times where he just drinks glasses and glasses of wine and then he goes out and rips. Robert Plant from Zeppelin always made an impression on me. His bluesy, sexy thing that he did. And I love, you know who I love? I love Dave Mustaine. I love that nasally. I love his melodies. I love his ideas. I think they're corny. And I have a new love of my life. Courtney from Spirit Box. I love that woman. I love what she does. I love her dirt. I love her. I love her. She is like my girl crush. Do you know Spirit Box?
No,
you have to check it.
Type of me. I will check that.
And one of my favorite songs. She has a new record out now called Eternal Blue. But I think it was an EP or maybe even songs called Holy Roller, Mother of God.
Oh.
She's Cookie Monster, and then she has this. Courtney. Plain something with a P, but check her out. Spirit Box. Oh my God, I love her. So Dio Tate, Robert Plant, Courtney right now. I know I'm forgetting somebody. It was Dickinson. I'm sorry, Dio Dickinson and Tate have always been out. Yeah. I mean, you talk about a voice that haven't changed. What is he? 80 years? I mean, he's just up, and I don't even think they've changed the keys. He's just killing it. See, that was my thing. I just wanted to be I don't give a fuck what I look like. I don't care what frickin' I have in between my legs. I just want you to hear me sing and go, Mother of God. That's my
yeah.
I have so many people tell me, oh, you know, you're so hot, you should, I don't give a fuck. Everybody's hot. Everybody's beautiful. Who can sing? Yeah, I have such a problem with that. I'm sorry, I get all.
No. I agree with you with that, and that's what I love about you, because you're straight and.
I don't care. I want to know what people can accomplish. In Instagram, I love Instagram because it keeps me out there. I don't care what you look like. I want to know. Have you written a book? Are you in a movie? Do you write? What do you do?
Yeah. What's your
we're
goal?
in a different time. We're in a time of reality TV.
Yeah.
You know.
What did you achieve?
Yeah.
The fact, not the words.
Yeah, not the.
Like someone said, more than words. But like Miss Extreme said, more than words. It's more song, but let's say put it in another keys. Okay, so
you know who else I love? You know who I've fallen into? Randy Blythe. Is that how you say his name? From Lamb of God? Is that how Blythe?
Lamb of God. Yeah.
He articulates even in that Cookie Monster. You can hear every word he says. I am so into him. And that's a problem that I have for pronunciation when I was recording. I would always go, Vinnie, can you understand what I'm saying? Because I would always mumble, so it was really important for me.
And that's amazing. And it's as well that you made a little trip in Europe. In the film, in the last, so you did a little trip finally, and you went to record.
Yes, I spent some time in Portugal with Vinnie Tex to do pre-production and just to kind of get, you know me enough to know I'm so hyped about stuff. Even before I would tour, I need to go a few days before. I need to calm down and get into it. So that's what I did. I went to Portugal. I'd been in Portugal before, and then we went to Poland together. Yeah, it was insane. That's all I can say. It was insane.
After all these months.
I haven't seen him in 2 years. Hadn't been there before. We were just like,
hello, you're still you. I'm still you. Didn't change. It's an hologram.
Yeah, it's an hologram. I just walked around for a day, kind of just touching everything, because I didn't do vocals right away. They were doing the drums. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, I mean, after all this shit is going on all around the world, we can say that a little trip is helped you a little bit to get on. I mean,
it was re-energizing.
Yeah, but you are already born, in my opinion, with energy. So you have to share this energy.
You know, the thing was that Vinnie and I did all this online.
Yeah.
So for him to actually sit there with an acoustic guitar, it was like, oh shit, we do really know these songs. It was, you know.
Yeah, so you are, at least you can finally work with him, being with him and on sending songs, and back and forth.
We'd be going, wow, this is a pretty good song. Yeah, really.
That was amazing. And just before ending, I just want you to give not an advice, just a message for all the girls outside there that want to, have, because the models, the icon for the teenager they look up to are different. I was saying this to the other girl, Eleni Nota, or the other girls from, I don't know if you know, Rihanna Cobra, she's a guitarist.
Of course, yeah.
She's amazing. I was saying that all these girls are mostly, we can say, the new icon for the teenager. And and of course, there are, of course, the pop music. Everyone is an icon. Like for me,
of course.
I want to say what would you feel to say to these young girls, to the approach the music?
Yeah, well, what do I always say? Keep your clothes on, be dedicated. Don't do it to become a rock star, to become rich. Those are all the wrong things.
Yeah.
God bless you if you get there. You have to feel it inside of you. You have to work at it. Don't be afraid to sound like shit. Don't be afraid to sing out of key. Don't be afraid that people tell you that you aren't good. Just take it and use it. And just push. I guess the thing is, don't be fearful and insecure. Just keep going, because we can all suck. We are not all perfect. Just go. And again, when anybody says no to you, just internalize and push it out, oh my God, you have to love it. It's such hard work. It's such hard work. People think it's so, even at my level, people think it's so, oh my God, I worked my ass off, and I tend to be really lazy. Vinnie would go to me, don't be lazy today. But yeah, just push. And you'll find out if you love it, because, it's not all singing songs. Really delve in. It might not be for you, and that's okay.
Yeah. Maybe one who wants to be a singer, and then you find out if she's an amazing guitarist or an amazing.
Yeah, and you can't be doing it for likes on fucking Instagram. That's not what life is about. I mean, but I'm a lot older. Just keep pushing. I guess I would just say, keep your clothes on and don't be afraid to suck, because we all do. That's how we learn. I mean, when I was getting back into it in 2011. We would record stuff at the studio and put it on CD. Oh my God, I broke them all. I mean,
but
my voice was, I'd break them all and throw them in the garbage. So yeah, just do it.
Yeah, because at the end you see the result. And especially, you don't have to pay attention to what the other people say about you. Because all outside there will be someone that is
always. I mean, what do they say? There's always somebody better than you. There's always somebody better looking than you, more well-spoken than you. It doesn't matter. You just have to be you.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have told me that. And I think something else that we all do, which is okay, I spent, not years, but I was always trying to sing like Ronnie Dio. And you can't do that either, but through that, I found myself. But yeah, you just have to, I guess it's not compare yourself. You can't compare yourself. You just have to do you. Because we're the only you, right? But keep your clothes on, keep your clothes on, keep your clothes on.
Yeah, that's for a fact. And it doesn't only work for you, but has always worked for example, for girls like me that are in the interview bands, and they always think, oh, wait, she's a...
Yeah.
Just be friends. We are friends. We are just professional. We can, after interview, get a drink.
I've worked with women bands too, and it's all the same. It's still all competitive sexually, and it's all the same.
Yeah.
Especially working with Brazilian boys. I mean, that's it's intense.
Okay, so thank you so much, Leather, and I always say the same. Let's see what the next year will bring to.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
And. We just keep in touch.
We have a lot of bigger things that are going on. So yeah.
So let's hope.
So we're excited. We're excited. But, it's just so hard for me to be patient. I was patient for 2 years, and then I got together with V. We made the record, and now I have to wait again, and then I'm losing my mind.
Because I know there is someone like me, my friend. She's patient, and then. Okay, I've been too patient a lot, and I have to be patient again. Okay.
Yeah, but it'll come. And again, I'm really excited. I'm so blessed to have Vinnie Tex as my writing partner. He's such a hard worker, and he's
a great guitarist
in the ass, but
a great guitarist as well.
I'm really blessed to have found him at this point in my life. So make sure you check out his stuff too on Instagram. Vinnie Tex guitar, I think it is.
Vinnie Tex, of course. I will put it into his info on the box, of course. You deserve it, of course. So thank you so much, Leather, and let's talk soon and just update for our personal stuff. See you soon, guys.
Okay. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.